Good morning, it's Carrie from Texas, and I'm popping back in today because I actually had quite a few requests yesterday on my YouTube channel to talk a little bit more about my weight loss journey. And so I'm happy to do that because I would like to inspire somebody else, like I was inspired last year by reading a lady's story. So, why did I take a drastic step and have some surgery done? Well, I suffer from a condition called sympathetic reflex dystrophy. It is a nerve it's a nerve disorder that I have, syndrome, disease, whatever you want to call it. And it affects the nerves, in particular the extremity that was injured, which is my left ankle. That's where this all started back in 2006. So I've been dealing with this for quite some time. And basically, to make a very long story short, I had nerve damage in that foot. I had a severe injury. I took a very bad fall and developed this disease called RSD. And in order for me to be able to live my life effectively and not live on morphine and oral medications, which steal your life away, and you can't function, you can't work, you can't drive, you can't do any of those things, I decided to have what's called a pain pump implanted, which controls my nerves through an implant that is implanted in my spine, and it helps to control the nerve pain that I have in my left foot. My disease has traveled up into my left, up through my left knee, and then from my right knee, where I had surgery, down into that right foot. So since developing this, I've had a knee replacement surgery on my left knee. Then I had to have major knee scope done in my right knee, and then I had to have a major foot surgery in my right foot. And so this disease attacks trauma. And so when you have trauma, that's what starts this problem. And then if you have additional trauma, and surgery is trauma, then the disease progresses to those locations too. So I've been on opioids since 2006, and one of the major side effects that I had from opioids was weight gain, a very, very significant amount of weight gain. And it caused me to have complications with this disease. It also caused several underlying health conditions that were very serious. And so it took me from 2006 to 2021, 15 years of this ongoing horrible cycle where you're on opioids and it puts weight on. And I've never actually been a very big overeater, but I struggled with my weight gain from the opioids. And because of my physical limitations, it was almost impossible for me to be able to get an exercise routine in place to significantly change the course of my weight gain. So I finally decided, after some complications from my foot surgery last year, that it was time to go speak to a surgeon and really check into what I could do to change the direction of my life and extend my life, because I was very concerned that my weight gain was going to end up causing me to have a heart attack from high blood pressure and just a whole bunch of other things, and it scared me. And so I knew I had to make a decision, and I needed to make it now, and I needed to stick with it, and whatever comes of it, then that's what comes of it. But if it takes away the underlying health conditions that I had, then, and improves my RSD, then I knew that I had to make the decision. So I did. I went and I met with some surgeons. I got 3 different opinions, and I did a bunch of research, almost 5 months worth of research, to determine which was the best avenue for me, which was going to give me the greatest likelihood of success. It just took a long time for me to make the decision. and I needed professional advice too. And when you make this decision, there are a lot of things, a lot of steps you have to go through. You've got to work with your insurance company, and there's one step after another step after another step, and there's a bunch of requirements that you have to meet in order to qualify for any type of weight loss surgery. And so I made the decision, and I had it done the week of Christmas in 2021. And that was my Christmas present to myself, because I just knew if I did not take the steps that I wasn't going to be around to see my children and their children grow up and have wonderful, loving lives and spend that time with them that I desperately wanted, along with my fantastic spouse. And the rest of my extended family. So I made the decision, and it was a very scary proposition. I'm not going to lie to you. It was scared me to death. But I just knew if I didn't do it that I wasn't going to be around long enough to enjoy my family. And so I made the decision. I had 3 very long weeks of recovery in bed. I was not in bed all of that time, but I would say a good 2.5 weeks. And then I started to gradually feel better, and I started to gradually be able to introduce something besides liquids into my diet, and I was progressing. This is not an easy transition. If you are considering this, there are stages to what you can eat after you've had surgery. It's very regimented. You can't deviate from it. There's things that you will never be able to consume again. For example, sodas. I know that I'll never be able to consume sodas. So you just have to make the commitment to yourself. If you're going to go through this, then you got to go through it, and you got to follow through, and you got to stay the course, because if you don't stay the course, then you run the risk of a reversal or complications, and you just have to do what you're told when you do this. And so it's now the end of April, and I'm down just over 60 pounds, which is just remarkable. My pain levels are significantly better. My high blood pressure has gone down. So did I make the right decision? Absolutely. Has it been hard? Yes. Would I do it again? Yes. Have I had some complications? Yes, I have. I've developed an ulcer. And so that's sort of affecting my ability to transition into foods. But I am being very careful. I'm taking all of my supplements and all the things. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm following the doctor's directions. And so I just have to say to myself, this is just a little hiccup, and I've just got to stay the course and do what I'm doing, and hopefully I will reach my goal. My doctor's goal was anywhere from 65 to 85 pounds. I think I'm going to crush that, because I'm already at 60 pounds, and I'm 4.5 months out. I just know I made the right decision. But guys, this is a very personal decision, and you don't do it for anybody but yourself. If you're trying to do it for somebody else, it's not going to work. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You have to come to the realization that this is what you need in your life, and you have to make the commitment to yourself, and you have to stick with it, and you have to do as you're told, and you have to follow directions, and you have to be patient. Most of all, you have to be patient, because it is not an easy transition in your life. You have a completely different relationship with food. We all have these things that we all do around food. We have holidays and celebrations and all that. You can still do all of that. You can still have all of those celebrations, but you just have to come to it with a different mindset when it comes to consuming the food. You can still have great big family dinners. You just have to come to a realization between you and yourself that the way you approach it is different based upon what you can now do when it comes to the consumption of food. So I hope this helps. I really do hope that it inspires somebody else to make the decision to change their life, to help with the underlying health conditions. I know for me, it was absolutely the right decision, and I do not regret it, and I would do it again tomorrow. because I know that I feel better and I know that I am fixing the underlying problems that could have caused me major problems down the road. So of course, if you'd like to message me, I'm happy to talk to you on an individual basis. If you want more specifics, I'm happy to share that with you in a private message. So I don't want to get too in depth. Could scare some people away, but just know that if you are in a situation where you are morbidly obese and you have the underlying health conditions, then you really need to think about where you are going to be in 5 years. And if that answer scares you, then maybe it's the right time to look into taking the next step to enjoy the rest of your life with those that you love. So thanks for stopping by my channel. Of course, I know you're very busy. Don't forget to hit that bell so you know the next time that I post a video, and I'm absolutely happy to get with you. Just leave me a private message. I promise I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I appreciate very much you stopping by my channel today. God bless. Have a wonderful spring, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.